The Israel-Hamas temporary truce deal entered its final day on Monday. The Hamas militant group expressed willingness to extend the 4-day truce, but only if Israel agrees to release more Palestinians. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister said that Israel is open to a truce extension. The Israeli Prime Minister added that the Israeli Defense Forces will resume military operations immediately after the truce ends. This comes as the US President Joe Biden and the United Nations, along with other international organizations, have been pressing for the extension.
الله يجزيهم عنا خير الجزاء أهل غزة.
The Israeli Defense Forces released video footage of Gaza-bound aid trucks. The trucks are expected to deliver food, fuel, cooking gas, and medicines. The largest aid convoy made its way into the Gaza Strip with relief for the war-torn people and residents. The truce has been a major breakthrough, bringing relief for the people on both sides after the war raged on for over 7 weeks. The temporary ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war entered its 4th and final day on Monday. With trucks of fuel and cooking gas entering the Gaza Strip, local gas and LNG stations have been swarmed with people waiting to fill liquid gas storage tanks and tanks of their cars. Hamas on Saturday confirmed that 340 trucks loaded with aid supplies had entered Gaza through the Rafah crossing since Friday. On the final day of the Israel-Hamas truce, a 4th batch of captives are expected to be exchanged under the hostage release deal. In the 3rd exchange, Hamas had freed 17 hostages in Gaza, including a 4-year-old American girl, while Israel released 39 Palestinian prisoners. Hamas said it had handed over 13 Israelis, 3 Thai nationals, and 1 Russian. While the families on both sides welcomed the release with joy, they remain wary of what might follow after the truce ends. Hamas militants have released 3 Thai nationals as part of the hostage release deal in Gaza. Thai Prime Minister confirmed the good health of the released people over his social media platform X. Country's Foreign Office has announced that they will arrange for the return of the nationals as soon as possible. Over 15 Thai nationals are still believed to be held captive in the Gaza Strip. A man in Gaza returned home to a flattened house and 2 dead bodies, one of his father and the other of his nephew. The Gazan resident had lost touch with his family for over 2 weeks due to the communications blackout on the Strip. When he finally reached home, the only things that awaited him were his devastated neighborhood. The bodies of his father and nephew could not be retrieved during the fighting and were found under the cement and stone rubble.
ولا عمرنا مسكنا سلاح بحياتنا.
Three Palestinian college students were shot and wounded in Vermont's Burlington city. The police is looking for the shooter, who is on the loose. Two of the victims were reported stable, while one is in critical condition. The family members of the three victims are demanding justice from the law agencies. Meanwhile, the White House has briefed US President Joe Biden about the incident. Vermont's senator and former presidential candidate Bernie Sanders condemned the incident on social media platform X. Thousands of demonstrators marched in South Africa's Durban, expressing solidarity with the people suffering in the Gaza Strip. The protesters called for an end to what they called Israeli apartheid, with placards displaying Free Palestine, Freedom for Palestine slogans. The protest march in Durban took place during the truce between Israeli Defense Forces and Palestinian militant group Hamas. The protesters also unfurled flags of South Africa and Palestine. North China continues to grapple with a surge of respiratory illnesses. Doctors have urged people to seek medical treatment as quickly as possible, especially for infants less than 3 months old. The World Health Organization has sought more information from China over the outbreak after the spike became a global issue since last week. China's health office has urged local authorities to increase the number of fever clinics to combat the grim situation. A court hearing on compensation claims of the Chinese relatives of the victims of a Malaysia Airlines plane crash started today. The plane had disappeared without a trace in 2014. Till date, the fate of the passengers of the Beijing-bound plane remains a mystery. The case is being heard in Beijing's main Chaoyang district. Families of the passengers have demanded compensation for the mishap that not only deprived them of their loved ones but also plunged some into financial distress. The unending wait to be freed continues for the 41 workers trapped in the tunnel collapse in Indian state of Uttarakhand. Evacuating the workers has taken longer than previously hoped. Rescuers have reported many hurdles, the latest being damage to their drilling machine. The workers are stuck in the caved-in tunnel since 12th of November and are being sent food and essentials through a lifeline pipe. A petition was filed in the Pakistan Supreme Court seeking removal of President Arif Alvi from office. According to the Pakistani media, the petition accuses Alvi of being biased and not acting in accordance with responsibilities of the President's office. The petitioner also alleged that Alvi is quote-unquote evasive in performing his duties in the highest office of Pakistan. New Zealand's new right-of-centre government was sworn in on Monday. National Party leader Christopher Luxon took office as New Zealand's 42nd Prime Minister. The new parliament is expected to convene next week. On its agenda are a new central bank mandate and lifting a ban on oil and gas exploration. The centre-right National has signed coalition agreements with the Libertarian Act New Zealand and populist New Zealand First. This alliance ended a 6-year stint of left-wing governments in New Zealand. North Korea deployed soldiers and heavy weapons at guard posts near the border with South Korea. This follows the suspension of a military accord between the two countries. Armed North Korean soldiers were seen restoring damaged guard posts in several locations. North Korea has also warned that it will continue to exercise its sovereign rights, which it insisted includes satellite launches. Ukraine is shipping more grain through the Black Sea, ignoring threats from Russia. Most of the grain is coming from crammed silos in the country and is heading for ports along the Black Sea. The grain is set to travel along a new fledgling shipping corridor that was launched after Russia pulled out of a UN brokered agreement this year. Thousands of supporters of former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro gathered in Sao Paulo's Paulista Avenue and demanded the ouster of the Supreme Court Judge Justice Alexander de Moraes, who was the head judge in the coup case. On January 8th, thousands of Bolsonaro supporters attempted the coup to overrun the seat of power in Brasilia. In the early judgments, the Supreme Court of Brazil sentenced 3 people to jail terms in September this year. Chinese currency, Yuan, strengthened against the US dollar in the global markets and foreign exchange. According to the Chinese Foreign Exchange, the central party rate of yuan at 7.11 against the dollar was an all-time high on 24th November. Experts feel that favorable policies are supporting the rebound of yuan's exchange rate. Financial analysts also say that global economic situation has influenced the exchange rates. The hunger crisis continues to worsen in war-torn Sudan. Armed conflict, high food prices and climate shocks are impacting the African country. Millions of Sudanese have been left in urgent need of food aid. Over 20.3 million Sudanese people, that is over 42% of the population, are experiencing high levels of acute food insecurity. Inflation is also adding to the worries and is estimated to remain above 300% by the year end. India's Minister of State for Home Affairs Ajay Kumar Mishra has said the rules of the Citizenship Amendment Act will be framed in the coming months. He added that the Legislative Committee of the Upper House of Parliament has set 30th March 2024 as the deadline to frame the rules. Passed by Parliament in 2020, the Citizenship Amendment Act, or the CAA, permits citizenship to non-Muslims who entered India from Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh before 2015. NASA has released footage of its climate time machine to show the changes that the Earth has undergone. The visualizations show how some of the Earth's key climate indicators are changing over time. Focus is on factors like the sea ice, sea level, carbon dioxide, global temperatures, ice sheets, and ocean warming. The video comes at a time when global temperatures continue to remain 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial temperatures. As per reports, the Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the rest of the planet. In fact, Separate modeling shows that by 2035, Arctic sea ice might drop below at least 10 lakh kilometers during the summer. Heavy snowfall has blanketed the roads and disrupted vehicular movement in Bulgaria since 25th November. Over 1,000 homes are without electricity supply, according to Prime Minister. The Weather Department has issued a red alert since Sunday. The Met Department also indicated dangerous weather conditions with stormy winds and hailstorm in northeastern Bulgaria. The Petrohan Pass snowfall resulted in heavy traffic as the only road leading to Bulgarian capital Sofia came to a standstill. In New Delhi, pollution and dipping air quality put the air quality index in serious category. The air quality index is standing above 400. In many areas, it has gone past 450. As a result, Delhi is struggling with low visibility due to a thick blanket of smog. In the neighboring regions of Noida and Gurugram, the air quality currently stands at 346 and 310 respectively, indicating very poor category. The situation remains grim even after India's top court asked the authorities to step up their air pollution control efforts. Members of India's LGBTQ community rallied on the streets of New Delhi, marking a 1 month of the Supreme Court's rejection of legalizing gay marriages. The top court declined to legalize same-sex marriages, even as the Chief Justice of the country sought parliamentary legislation on the matter. The unanimous order by a 5-judge bench came 5 years after the court scrapped a colonial-era ban on gay sex. "18 countries, including the United States, Britain, Germany, and others, have unveiled a groundbreaking international agreement on artificial intelligence safety." The 20-page document emphasizes the need for AI systems to be secure by design, urging companies to prioritize safety over speed to market. While the agreement is non-binding, it emphasizes crucial recommendations such as monitoring for misuse, protecting against data tampering, and vetting software suppliers. The pact addresses concerns about the hijacking of AI by hackers and calls for rigorous security testing before model release. However, it does not delve into ethical questions or data gathering practices. Gold has soared to a 6-month pinnacle, bolstered by a weakening US dollar and speculation that the Federal Reserve has concluded its interest rate hike cycle. Gold's momentum hinges on upcoming US economic data, particularly growth and inflation figures. A softer dollar near a 2-month low contributes to this surge, making gold more appealing to investors. Market attention now turns to the US third quarter GDP report on Wednesday and the PCE price index on Thursday. Lower rates diminish the opportunity cost of holding gold. In a response to the rapid expansion of digital giants like Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta, and Microsoft in Australia, the competition watchdog ACCC insists on new competition laws. Concerns are raised about potential harmful behavior such as invasive data collection and practices, limiting customer choices. While specific anti-competitive conduct is not identified, ACCC emphasizes the risk posed by platforms with significant market power. Proposed reforms include targeted consumer protections and service-specific codes. The ACCC also highlights challenges in data collection practices and recommends mandatory measures to combat scams and fake news.